Bad Bunny's new album is truly a work of art. It is so beautiful. It's the first time in my life I'm listening to reggaeton and I'm crying. And like you, I'm seeing all these trends happen where the title of the album is Debi tirar más fotos. I should have taken more photos. And people are uploading videos of their loved ones and their pets. The pet ones, hysterical sobs. But this album perfectly captures the feeling of loving the people who showed you everything about where they come from and the world kind of leaving them behind as time goes on. Especially with technology, the world can feel more foreign to them than the day that they got here. And I grew up in Miami. I left Miami when I was 22 years old. And it's not that far away. It's one Lord of the Rings movie away. And growing up, I didn't understand how unique Miami was. It wasn't until I moved away that I understood that there are people who grew up Latino in cities that were completely disconnected from their cultures. I was so connected to my culture and other Latin cultures. Why did I grow up saying oye hacer and conchale? Yo no soy venezolana ni cubana. But there I was. But I always felt as a teenager, as most teenagers do, you rebel against what you know the most. I felt like my family was getting in the way of me being American, especially growing up in Y2K. Being a blonde American girl who was wealthy and a little bit of a bitch was like the coolest thing you could do. And now I understand. Now I understand that my grandparents, Carlos y Livia Vanegas, were entrusting me with their beginnings, with their language, with their flavors, with their food, with their sayings, with their stories. I understand, and I didn't appreciate it, and I should have taken more photos. My grandfather was the best man I've ever met in my entire life. And I can die knowing that I was loved because I had three parents growing up, Carlos, Livia, y María José. Carlos was from Bucaramanga, Livia's de Neiva, and María José is de Medellín. And I know what real love is because I will never be loved like that ever again. But the regret that I have, that I didn't understand what was happening, is something I live with daily. And one of the last memories I have of my grandmother and my grandfather, it was my grandmother's 90th birthday, and my mother's sister, they're both named Maria Amparo and Maria José. Maria Amparo flew in with my uncle, my cousin, and my cousin's husband, so we were all together. We were there in the backyard of my house in Miami, and we were all together, and my grandfather was beaming. And we're on this long table eating together and about to sing happy birthday, and my grandfather gets up, and everyone's engulfed in their conversations, We hardly ever get to be together like that. My grandfather went to the corner of my backyard, and I can see him taking it in. And we make eye contact, and he winks at me. And he goes like this. And he felt like the wealthiest man in the world. That to him was real wealth. Having his family there together, celebrating the love of his life. And I just want to say, I know the fires in Los Angeles are devastating and surreal. But if people go to heaven, I think homes go to heaven too. Because where else would they know where to meet us? And how else would we know that we're home?